Hi everyone, welcome to this year's National Poetry Month reading series. I'm gonna do something a little different this year. I'm gonna read a poem for you all and then do a little bit of close reading at the end. So if you're interested in that, you can stick around, and if not, feel free to move on with your day. But I thought I would start where a lot of my love for poetry started, which is with Elizabeth Bishop, the one and only. The queen of my heart. We love her, and this poem is called Anaphora. Each day with so much ceremony begins, with birds, with bells, with whistles from a factory, such white gold skies our eyes first open on, such brilliant walls that for a moment we wonder, where is the music coming from? The energy. The day was meant for what ineffable creature we must have missed. Oh, promptly he appears and takes his earthly nature, instantly falls, victim of long intrigue, assuming memory and mortal fatigue. More slowly falling into sight and showering into stippled faces, darkening, condensing all his light, in spite of all the dreaming squandered upon him with that look, suffers our uses and abuses, sinks through the drift of bodies, sinks through the drift of classes, to evening, to the beggar in the park, who, weary, without lamp or book, prepares stupendous studies, the fiery event of every day in endless ascent. So, this poem, the title means, so anaphora is a poetic device that is used for repetition, and so this poem has a lot of repetition in it. Some of it you can hear, some of it is a little clearer on the page, but like, this is just, it's ridiculous. I can't even show you that. It's a lot. But this poem is about morning, or, the morning time. And so the day begins with ceremony. We have birds and bells and whistles, but we also have this repetition of this B consonant at the beginning with begins, birds, and bells. And then we have an internal rhyme with skies, our eyes. And then we have three words that are repeated throughout this poem: instantly, mortal, and endless. All very timely words. This is a poem as much about the morning time as it is about time itself, I think. And so Bishop uses this repetition, to a certain end. She's not only using anaphora in all of the ways that you can possibly, use repetition, but she's also trying to almost kind of show you through this repetition what the morning can feel like and what that, routine feels like. And then in the second stanza, we kind of slow down a little bit, literally and figuratively. We have slowly, falling, showering, darkening, condensing, all of these ing words that take a little bit longer to say and longer to read. They're longer words. So she's forcing us to kind of slow down here. And then we have the repetition of uses and abuses, that internal rhyme again. And then we have a line that is almost repeated entirely: sinks through the drift of bodies, sinks through the drift of classes. Only one word difference there. Not quite sure exactly what that means, but it just seems to be a transition into the beggar in the park. So we've gone from, this very exciting morning ceremony, all of this music, energy, into the beggar in the park, the lowest that you can get. We went from very high to very low. And then by the end, there's almost kind of something to say that we're going back up again. We have endless ascent at the end of this poem. We have a fiery event. That could be, it could be so many things. It could be a good thing. I think of Aries season, I think of fire, I think of it being a good thing, but it could also be a destructive thing. Either way, we're ending on the ascending flight, in a way here. And I could go on and on about Bishop all day, but I think you guys get the gist. So thank you for listening. If you stayed here this long, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your month, and I'll be back with you guys in a couple days for another poem.